Welcome to How to Set Up Apps and Integrate Your Online Store with QuickBooks. QuickBooks offers an array of apps, from popular apps, trending apps, and also for managing projects or human resource app. You'll notice some of the most popular ones are T-Sheets, which tracks time through your employees logging in, and they can log it to a job. A lot of control with this. I use this for workman's comp reports. They like to see certain timesheets, and T-Sheets actually does that. And then you also have the option, if you have an online store such as Stripe, PayPal, or Square. And then PayPal is kind of one of the bigger ones for if you're just selling on your website opposed to an Amazon or an eBay. You can go ahead and receive your payments and it will download right into QuickBooks. So there's a lot that you can add to your online QuickBooks. Most people who want to sell a certain item will sell it through an eBay or an Amazon. They also have Etsy, but these offer a full service, I say in essence, a store. So you have a storefront and they're able to go in there and purchase your product. You list your item, attach a photo, description, and price, and your shipping options, and they will then download from whatever e-commerce you choose into your QuickBooks seamlessly. It's really nice to have because you don't have to go back and redo the steps as far as putting the information in after you've already received it from an eBay or an Amazon. Now here's a good example. This is Tesla, and when you go on to the Tesla site, it says, do you want to shop for some shirts? And in shopping and clicking this button, it opens up an e-commerce which is called Shopify, which is again like having a storefront, but they handle all your inventory of your shirts and everything. And as you sell that, you can actually determine if it sells a shirt, you want to show that as shirt income or a jacket. And it can be detailed as you want, and you notice Tesla uses it. So the e-commerce solutions, number one is Shopify, but they do have others, and I'd read through them. They have their prices available. These probably aren't even up to date anymore, as fast as they change the pricing. But this will help you if you do want to use a e-commerce solution like this. The one main thing you want to do is get some inventory in your system. So if you are already with an online presence and a store that you're selling product through, we want to go ahead and add those items in there. So the first thing you want to do is go up to the gear and go to products and services. So the products and service tabs opens up, and you can see we can have products such as blueberries, mushrooms, and then just ours. Or you can bring in your product by hitting new, and it gives you an option to import. You can download the sample file, and this is a template to bring your inventory in. So in this case, we have a service item, and that is not an inventory item. You have an inventory item, it is taxable, the name of the item, the purchase cost, so you can get your quantity, reorder points. But the thing that is missing here is the income account. You would need to determine, as you set these items up, the income and expense account when you purchase them. And that you can see when we actually open up the item. The item says, all right, you can put a name in. If you're using SKUs or a wand, you can put the SKU number in here as well with a picture, your quantity on hand. And this then creates, this is kind of the back door to being able to run your inventory. It creates an inventory asset. And you are also determining when you sell the product, you want it to be sales of blueberries or t-shirts, whatever you're selling, you want to be able to identify it on your financials. So you can say, I sold this many t-shirts, this many blueberries. And then your expense account should reflect the same. So what did it cost? When you purchase the blueberries, it's a cost of goods to blueberries, giving you the cost. So you've got the income minus the cost. Both these are set at zero because you may buy them at different prices. And if you just set them in there, as far as when you purchase it, that purchase price will populate through a bill that you've entered or a check you've paid. Okay, the next thing that you have an option to do is you can set up a PayPal or a Square account, and you would go over to your chart of accounts. And in this case, it's a PayPal. I'm going to say it's a credit card. So they bring it through kind of in a credit card form. It's not really a bank account. So the PayPal card will bring in my transactions. I want to set up this account. It will add it to my list of accounts, banking accounts, credit card accounts, and I would select it and connect it directly to my PayPal account. So that becomes real easy on being able to set up and see all the transactions. So you'll notice up here it creates, just like it would my Wells Fargo account, it creates a PayPal and it brings all the transactions in. And you can also split the transactions at this point. If you want to go in there and say that we actually sold some shirts or some lighting or blueberries, whatever you're selling, you're able to split the transaction up and determine then your different incomes by the PayPal bank feed, which makes it a little bit easier. It almost eliminates doing the invoice because it's bringing it all in and I'm identifying at the time PayPal brings it in. Now, if any of you've worked with PayPal, PayPal actually has a detailed report and it shows what the charge is, what the sales tax is, and why reinvent the wheel? We just need to have a breakdown of what it is and we'll put it through our split transaction. Okay, so if we want to add some apps, off to the left, you'll see the apps option. Now, a lot of times this is my version and your version might have the apps way down at the bottom. But in the apps, it has the most popular, which is Stripe, PayPal, Square, and it's saying get more done with the apps, search for your app, and if not, just click on one of these. And in each of these, I can just also search and go anything Square. And then if I find something such as Stripe, PayPal, Square Sync, that sounds good to me. It gives you the key benefits of what it does. It instantly brings in payments and transactions into QuickBooks. And you can see how much it's going to cost you. So always look at the pricing on that. And you can do a pay as you go, or if you have up to 500 transactions monthly, then you can do, a certain rate for all the different apps. But say I want to grab this app, I can hit Get Apps, and what it does is gives me the install button. Now, of course, I have many clients, but for you, it would just be, do you want to go ahead and install it? So it's that easy to put it in. Now, they also have some other great, apps that I wanted to go over, such as the mileage. I have always, people call me and go, how do I get the mileage in QuickBooks? Well, you use an app. And one of the best ones I use is the Mileage Fleet and Vehicle Expense Tracking Trip Log. So if you want to go ahead and, check out the other apps, that's your option. The next one is a receipt tracker. So a lot of people are at a restaurant or somewhere and they just want to take a picture of the receipt, be done with the piece of paper. Expensify is awesome for that. But again, they have a lot to choose from. It. One might be better for you than the other. Okay, time tracking. This again, I mentioned T-sheets. They really have seemed to taken over as far as having that online availability for all the employees to log in, put in their time. It creates their timesheet for the day or week. So this is an app. I've even had Workman's Comp go, could you start using this app, please? Because they liked it so much. So that's a good one to have. All right, and then if you do have an Amazon store or you're going to create one, you can go ahead and put in Amazon. It's got the A2X, and this is marketplace accounting made easy for your Amazon selling. So if you're in Amazon, You'll go ahead and, build your business by selling on Amazon and register now. And that's kind of how you get into most of these. Square is a little bit different. I see Square used a lot with restaurants. So if you're using Square to bring, or hairstylists, and Square will bring in and map all your sales. So if you're selling t-shirts, you could map every time a t-shirt sold, it would then put this into the t-shirt income. And it also, as you're putting the costs in there for the shirt. So everything is handled through the Square if it's set up properly. I have seen it where it gets way too detailed. I had a restaurant and it was even breaking down the avocado to the sour cream. So sometimes overboard a little bit on that. And sometimes I just want to say it's a sale of an enchilada, right? Okay, and then they also have the QuickBooks Go payment. That's the one I use. So if I'm out training someone, I just take their card and swipe it through my Go payment. It creates the invoice in my QuickBooks as a sales receipt, and really quite easy to use. I don't have to go back. I can send them, get on my app and send them the invoice right away showing it paid. So 86% of customers agree that apps for QuickBooks help them save time. And I'm definitely one of those. And if you need any help with this, please know that you can give me a call and we can walk through it. Also, for you desktop users, there is some apps for desktops as well. Thank you, and share your favorite apps. I also offer personal training classes, and my trainings are Tuesday and Thursday if you'd like to make an appointment.